They say knowledge is power, but what if I told you that intelligence is not a shield against toxic relationships? In fact, smart people often fall harder and more frequently for the same emotional traps. Why does this happen? What invisible force pulls even the brightest minds back into chaos? Today, we're diving deep into the dark psychology behind why smart people get stuck in toxic relationships again and again. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover hidden truths about human behavior and psychology. If you want to protect yourself or someone you love from emotional manipulation, you need to watch this till the end, because understanding these patterns could literally save your heart and mind. Here's the paradox: being smart doesn't mean you're emotionally immune. In fact, intelligence can sometimes become a liability in relationships. Why? Because smart people tend to overthink and rationalize even the most irrational behaviors of their partners. Imagine this: you're with someone who constantly breaks your trust. Most people might immediately walk away, but a smart person will sit down, analyze every excuse, weigh every possible reason, and convince themselves, maybe this time it's different. Maybe I'm overreacting. This mental gymnastics is exhausting, yet it keeps you locked in the cycle. The very skill that helps you solve complex problems at work becomes the perfect tool for excusing emotional abuse. But there's something deeper at play: the fear that smart people often hide, even from themselves. It's the fear of being alone, or worse, the fear of facing their own vulnerabilities. Toxic partners are experts at exploiting this fear. They subtly whisper, "No one else will love you like I do," or "You're lucky to have me." This triggers a primal self-protection mechanism inside the brain. Better the devil you know than the devil you do. And smart people might outwardly appear confident, but inside that fear lurks, making them more susceptible to returning to toxic relationships, even after the damage is clear. There's another powerful psychological trap: idealization. When a toxic relationship begins, smart people often focus on the potential, the could be, rather than the reality of what is. They hold onto hope that things will improve, hope their partner will change. This hope isn't just wishful thinking, it's deeply wired into the human brain. It releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical, which hijacks logic and fuels emotional addiction. And this dopamine loop, it's one of the hardest cycles to break, even for the smartest of us. Here's a crucial psychological concept: the sunk cost fallacy. Simply put, the more time, energy, and emotions you invest in something, the harder it is to walk away, even if it's toxic. Smart people know this fallacy in theory, but in practice, it becomes a trap. They say, "I've already given so much, I can't just quit now." This emotional investment feels like a debt they must repay, even if that repayment is personal pain. So, how do smart people break free? Awareness, recognizing these psychological traps, is the first step. Understanding that your intelligence doesn't make you immune is power. Boundaries, setting firm emotional boundaries protects your mental space. Self-compassion, releasing the guilt and fear around loneliness, allows healing. External support, trusted friends, therapists, or coaches can offer perspectives your mind can't see alone. Remember, breaking the cycle isn't about blaming yourself, it's about reclaiming your power. If you are someone you know keeps falling into toxic relationships despite being smart and aware, share this video. Hit subscribe, because we're just scratching the surface of human behavior here. The more you understand, the less control toxic relationships have over you. Comment below with your experiences or questions. Let's build a community of strength and awareness together.